So you have been brainwashed into thinking that the only way you can become profitable is by doing high time frame analysis or knowing the daily bias, which is absolutely incorrect. In this video, I will teach you a simple scalping trading strategy that requires no daily bias, and it is insanely profitable. Here is a challenge that I specifically bought for this strategy. So the phase 1 was passed in 11 days, phase 2 was passed in 7 days, and then on the live account, I made 2% profit, and now I'm waiting for a withdrawal that is going to be sent out on 9th September. So all of this was done by this strategy that I'm going to explain. So sit back, relax, grab your popcorn, and let's get on with the video. So let's talk about the rules. These rules are the most important thing about this strategy, all right? This strategy will not work if you're not going to follow the rules like a robot. You need to follow these rules blindly. You have to stick to them like a robot, okay? So rule number 1, it is 2 trades max per day. So you can only take 2 trades per day, but there's a catch. Number 2 rule is if the first trade is a loser, then come back the next day. So if you take your first trade, right, and then you lose that first trade, you're not going to take any more trades. You're simply taking 1 trade on that day, and then you are coming back the next day. However, if the first trade is a winner, then you can take a second trade. So basically 2 trades, right? In that way, you're not going to take another trade if your first trade is a loser, okay? But you can take the second trade if your first trade is a winner. Clear? Rule number 4, fixed 1 to 2 risk to reward. Now this is very important, all right? You're not going to go like 1 to 3 or 1 to 4, stick with 1 to 2, and we will go break even after 1 to 1 risk to reward is hit. Very mechanical. Now I got some invalidation rules, but we will get onto that once I explain the strategy. So we are only going to trade the London session and the New York session, all right? We are not going to trade during the break or the Asian session. So during the London session, the timing is 3 to 6 a.m. New York time, all right? We have to look for a fresh market structure that looks like that. It has to be fresh, okay? It cannot start from Asian. So something like that. This is the Asian. No, I want to see something like that. So what is the pattern? So in my words, it is A, B, C. So A is a trend in one direction. Then we got a pullback, and then we got a continuation. Or you can, in simple words, you can say we have a higher high, higher low, and then a higher high. We got A, B, C. So a higher high is the A leg, then a higher low is the B leg, and then the higher high is the C leg. Now, the C leg has to close, the candle has to close above the A leg high. So this is the A leg high. So zooming in a bit, this is the A leg high. The body has to close above this level. Now, once the body closes, you have to wait for price to come back into the range. So what is the range? It is below the A leg high, right? So this is the A leg high. I want the body to close below the A leg high. So first, wait for candle to close above the A leg high. And then secondly, we wait for another candle to close below the A leg high. Now we are simply looking for a retest, and we are simply going to take our entry on the retest. You take your entry from the retest and you go for 1 to 2. Very simple. And once 1 to 1 is hit, you go break even. In this example, you can see we have a lower low, lower high, and then a lower low. The body closes, right? Then we are simply waiting for price to come back into the range. Price comes back into the range. We are only going to take our entry from the retest of the A leg low right here. So lower low, lower high, lower low. Now this sounds so stupid. I know what you're thinking. This cannot be that easy. But here's the thing. You have been brainwashed by so many YouTubers that you need to put thousands of support and resistance lines. You have to, I don't know. I'm not saying that that is the incorrect way, right? You should do high time frame analysis if you want to, But if you're looking for an easier route, right, this works. It doesn't need daily bias, guys. I promise, trust me on this. It doesn't. You do not need to know the daily bias. Simply take your entry from the retest during this time period, right? Not later than 6. Okay, so your entry must be before 6. Okay, and going to the New York session diagram, you can see that we have the same structure but different timings. So we look for this structure after 8. All right, so the structure cannot start during the break. So we should not see a leg starting from the break. Okay, we have to see a fresh A leg and then a fresh B leg and then C during the New York session. Same with the London session. So now let's talk about the invalidation rules. So when is a setup invalid? Because simply price can just close here and then break out. It just can keep on going up. So I have a set of rules that you should follow in order to determine whether it is an invalid setup or a valid setup. So first of all, let's go ahead and copy my Fibonacci settings. Okay, you can pause the video, copy these settings right here. Perfect. So now let's talk about the first invalidation rule, which is the C leg hits the minus 0.5 level of Fibonacci. So zooming over here a bit, you can see that we have a leg, B leg, and then a C leg. So now, how do you determine if the price has broke out or it is just a liquidity sweep? It's very simple. All you want to do is you want to use your Fibonacci tool, right, which is here, from the B leg low. So this is A leg high, B leg low, right? You want to use your fib from B leg low to A leg high. Now, if price touches the 0.5 level, the negative 0.5 level, right, and then comes back into the range, and then you look for an entry on the retest, that is an invalid setup because price has broke out. This is our invalidation point. However, if price never touched the minus 0.5 level, then you can take your entry. Understood? Now, the invalidation point number 2, price hits OTE before entry. So in this example, let me quit this very quick. All right, never mind. So in this example, you can see that we have a leg, B leg, right? So let me draw this out like that, and then a C leg. Now, watch this. Price comes back into the range, but you do not get an entry, right? So that is when you draw your fib from the B leg low to the C leg high. So let me do this like that. We got the A leg, B leg, C leg, right? We draw our fib from the B leg low to the C leg high, which is here. Now, if price taps into the OTE level, that is 0.705 before entry, then your setup become invalid. To be even safer, if price touches the 0.618 level, then you could consider it invalid as well. But personally, if this level is hit 0.705, then I consider it invalid. But if you want to be on the safe side, right, and you want to increase your win rate, if price hits the 0.618 level before entry, it's better to just leave that trade and come back the next day. So let's assume that the price doesn't hit the OTE level and then gives you an entry. You simply take that entry and go for 1 to 2. However, as I said before, if price hits the OTE level and then goes to your entry, chances are it's just going to go like that. Now, I hope everything is clear. I'm going to give you guys some examples, and that is going to clarify each and every single thing. And one more thing, the most important thing, the time frame that we're going to use for this strategy is going to be the 5-minute time frame. Okay, no 15 minutes or 1 hour or 4 hour. We are only going to use the 5-minute time frame for this strategy, guys. So let me give you guys a couple of examples and then I'll end the video. All right, guys, so here is example number 1. I'm looking at EURUSD on the 5-minute time frame during the London session. So you can see we have the A leg high, then the B leg low, and then the C leg. So A, B, C, or turtle soup, whatever you want to call it. So step number one, we wait for price to close above this level. So using our fib to see if this trade is invalid or valid, you can see price never touched the minus 0.5. So that is a liquidity sweep. Now, the next step is that we are looking for a body closure below the A range high. That happens right there. Then we're simply looking for an entry on the retest. So entry goes on the retest right there. Stop goes right above this high, right? Somewhere around here. And then we go for 1 to 2. And as you can see that the take profit was hit, you would go break even somewhere around here on 1 to 1. And that's about it. Let's move on to the next example. All right, guys. So here's example number 2. But before moving on to the example, I want to talk about my community. For $200, you can get access to my private Discord server, where I share my own trades, signals, monthly course updates with new videos, weekly Q&A, and more. Then we got awesome community of successful traders. When you join, you get the SMC basics, right? So if you're just a beginner, you can learn these. Then we got the basic trading strategies. Basically, these are strategies that require no daily bias. Then we got the ICT essentials, right? Every single thing that you need to know. And then we got the advanced trading strategies, and that is my favorite part. Some proof here, right? This is like only showing one, but I do not want to make my website look bad or disastrous. So that's why I only have this one here. Then got my students passing the challenges here, and then some proof here. I'm being generous here. There's a code FAZSMC. If you use code FAZSMC, right, you will get 25% off. So that would be $150. So yeah, go ahead and buy the course. That's going to be the best investment of your life. Trust me. All right. So let's move on to the example. You can see that we are looking at fresh legs. So I'm using this indicator called Fractals by Rachel T, right? So it shows you the correct lows and highs, so that you should be looking on these, okay? The B leg should be a high. The A leg must have a low like that, and yeah, I hope that makes sense. So over here you can see that we have the London session starting here. So we are not looking at price action here or here, just looking at fresh market structure like that. So we have A, B, C. The body closes here. Now waiting for price to come back into the range, right? Close here. Simple entry on the retest, going for 1 to 2 as per the rules. Stop goes here. Now here's the thing. You can basically go for 1 to 4 per trade, but this is like, if you can deal with losing streaks, if you can deal with a low win rate, you can try 1 to 3 or 1 to 4. But if you're just like me, right, who just want to be in the trade in and out, then go for 1 to 2. So very clean example here. Let's move on to the next example. All right, guys. So here's another example. Very clean setup here. So you can see we have this fresh structure. So although the whole leg is starting from during the break, we can still see that we have this leg here, right? This movement to the downside, that is our A leg. Then we got the B leg. Then we got the C leg. The body closes. Now we wait for body to close above the range. That happens here. Entry on the retest, and boom, just like that. Let's move on to the next example. Right, guys, so here is another example. You can see we have the A leg high. We got the B leg low. So higher high, higher low, then a higher high. The body closes. Then the body closes below the range, which is here. Entry on the retest here, and take profit hit. Just where your stop goes here. Very simple and mechanical strategy, guys. It's just really about that, and going over here, you might have taken your second trade. Okay, actually, see, here's the thing. So we have A leg, but then there is no B leg because the fractal indicator is not showing a high over here. So you would not take a trade like that. Clean. All right, here is the thing. If you want to determine whether it is a breakout or a fake out, if price hits this level, then that is a breakout. Now, to determine whether and let's say price hits the OTE before entry, you will then not be taking that trade. So let me give you guys one more example. All right, guys, so here is the last example. You can see we have a lower low, lower high, and then a lower low. So the body closes. Now let's see if this is a breakout or a fake out. So we want to draw our fib from the B legs high to the A legs low, right? And as you can see, price never touched the negative 0.5 level. Now what we can do is simply wait for price to close above the range. So that happens right there. And on entry on the retest, just like that, stop goes here and 1 to 2 like that. So a couple of tips that I would give you: look for bigger structures like this. Okay, don't look for tiny structures like small pullbacks and small ABC legs. Look for bigger ABC legs. Okay, and try to avoid high impact news. Trade after 10 to 15 minutes of high impact news. Okay, that should be it. Sorry if my voice was clumsy. I'm a little bit tired and a little bit sick due to the 12-hour flight, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. See you guys in the next one. Goodbye. Mwah.